All right, Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the Torah tribe. Yasharala again records all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh. Bahashima Mashal, Kwamalaki Abashah. That's all praises, honor, glorification unto the Most High God, Yahweh. In the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh. This is brother Yasharala coming back, y'all, with yet another video through the Spirit by Yahweh. Bahashima Mashal, Kwamalaki Abashah. All right, Shalom, Shalom. All right, I'm going to get straight into this. All right, this is going into basically an account of David's humility. All right. Now, David was a king, all right? He was a king over Israel, and he succeeded, all right, Saul the king, all right? When you read that account, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, all right? And there's a lot of different things in 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel. It's like a movie, all right, when you read it. It's really like a movie. But remember, when you watch a movie, you don't want to just watch it and then that's it. Like, you just watch it just to watch it. You also want to take into account the things that you can learn from it, right? So when we read these accounts, everything was written for our learning, man. Let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4, right? It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. It was written for our learning, not just for us to know the account, not just for us to just read it and just to watch a damn movie. You know what I'm saying? It's written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope, that we might have hope. You know what I'm saying? That we may learn from it and really take it to our account. Take it to, apply it to modern day. How can I apply that to modern day? How can I apply these precepts? How can I apply what David did, to my life, et cetera, et cetera. That's wise to do. So I'm going to go to 1 Samuel chapter 24. All right, here's an account, because there's a lot of accounts of David being humble, all right? And remember, the Lord, it goes back to that thing, Salakia, to what the Lord said, rather. Right, Matthew chapter 23 and verse 12, it reads, and whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. So if we exalt ourselves, we're going to be abased, right? And he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. This is exactly what David did. When you read these accounts, he humbled himself. He didn't put himself on a pedestal. The Lord put him on a pedestal. And we should strive for that same thing. We shouldn't put ourselves on a pedestal, right? The Lord should do that for us, because he's going to do it. If you deserve it, he's going to do it, right? So let's go back to the 1 Samuel chapter 24 and verse 14. All right, this is a humble thing that David said, right? It says, after whom is the king of Israel come out? After whom dost thou pursue? This is David talking to Saul. It says, after a dead dog, after a flea, right? It says, after a flea, the Lord therefore be judge, and judge between me and thee, and see and plead my cause, and deliver me out of thine hand, right? You see that? Out of my hand. Because look, literally, because remember, in this account, Saul is persecuting David. He's chasing after him. And David is saying, look, why are you so concerned about me? Why are you chasing after me? It says, after whom dost thou pursue? Who are you chasing after? You doing all this. You're going to Endor. You going over here. I'm going over here. You going over here. Whenever you hear about me going to the wilderness or going to that land or going to this city, you get up, you gather your troops, and you go there. Why? Who are you chasing after? Basically, David is asking, who are you chasing after? It says, after whom dost thou pursue? After a dead dog, after a flea. So David referred to himself as a dead dog and a flea. A dead dog, right? I mean, David didn't even say that he was a dog. He said he was a dead dog that was dead, right? And a flea. I mean, who cares about a flea? Nobody likes fleas. In fact, they chase away from a flea. They kill fleas, right? What profit does a dead dog have for you? Very little. Does a dog have profit for you? For men, right? For Israelite. Very little. You can't eat it. I mean, they don't produce anything. They can help you in certain situations, but a lot of dogs are dumb. I mean, they don't have superior intelligence to where they like a human. They can't break down precepts or stuff like that. They're dogs. So they have a limit. So David didn't even refer to himself as a dog. He said after a dead dog. So a dog that's dead, you have no use of that dog. Might as well just bury it somewhere. So that's how David, he put himself down there. He said, after a dead dog, after a flea. And remember, this is 1 Samuel chapter 24. This is 1 Samuel 24. Remember, in 1 Samuel chapter 16, right, that's when David was literally chosen. It said that the Spirit of the Lord, right, came upon him when he was anointed by Samuel. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 16 real quick to show you that. 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse... Right. Verse 13, it says, all praises. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. So the Spirit of the Lord dwelt upon David from that day. And even when you go to 1 Samuel chapter 17, he delivered, right, Israel from the Philistines. He literally smote their warrior, Goliath, when you read this account, through the Spirit of the Lord. And he did many mighty acts. But even when you go to 1 Samuel chapter 24, he still refers to himself as a dead dog and a flea. You know, so we should strive to be like David, referring to ourselves as nothing. The Lord said, you know, esteem each other better than themselves. Philippians chapter 2 and verse 3, let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. So that's even something that Paul taught. And remember, Paul, he was a teacher of the law. Of course, he knew these accounts. Of course, he read that in 1 Samuel. Of course, he read the precepts about being humble. And he didn't get that, you know what I'm saying, only from the book of Proverbs about humility. He didn't always, you know, get these precepts about from Psalms or stuff like that from the books of wisdom or Sirach. He also got I'm led to believe he also got them from the accounts of our forefathers exhibiting, you know, traits of being humble. All right, just like David. All right, so all with that, all praises to Yahweh. Lord willing, this is edifying. Right, Brother Yasharala. Shalom.